Good morning, welcome to Something Saturday. So the other day I was showing you some of the cards that I'd received as my swap cards, and these two were part of it, and I said, oh, it's so cool, once I've worked out how to do this, I will do a video for you on it. And I know Lindy was quite keen, so I have finally worked it out, and this is my version of it so far. And I thought today what I'll do is I'll actually show you the formula behind how to do this. And then that way you can make it in any size, portrait, whatever the other one is, landscape. And then that way you can have a go at it yourself. But I will also give you the dimensions that I have worked out. So I am so much of a A4 girl that these ones are not A4, and it totally did my head in. Let me just show you. Hang on. See, they both cut a bit off. I couldn't cope with that. So I have recreated it as an A4 one. So there we go. I'm going to show you. So this is the first one I've had a go at, obviously. And I have a little mock-up, which is my full-on, how to do this. It took me ages to get around to it because it actually wasn't quite as simple as I thought it was going to be until I'd worked it out. And then I thought, no, duh, that really is quite simple, actually. But there you go. And I couldn't find any instructions for it either. So I did end up sending a message to one of the ladies that had given me one of those cards. But by the time that she'd replied to me, I'd already worked it out. So there you go. Okay, so today I thought I would make a portrait one rather than that one. And as I say, I will put photos and instructions up on my blog so you can go over there and have a good look at it. All right, let's pop that to one side. Let's start off with a sheet of A4. And we are going to cut this down in half. So A4 in half equals 14.8 centimetres. So there we go, 14.8 centimetres. I'm going to tuck that one over there. And then we are going to score it. So on the back of here, I have written down what I'm going to score it at. So I'm going to score it at 2.6. So 2.6, make sure you're not using your cutter, make sure you're using your scorer. 2.6, then 5.2. So what this means is that it is exactly even. So you'll see that it's exactly in quarters, the very first part of this. 7.8, 7.8, and 10.4. So this does mean that your card is not folded exactly in half because 10.5 is exactly half, as you will note. But equally, it doesn't matter because this is all going to get concertinaed up. Doing it the wrong way, that way. Concertinaed that way. So then just grab this and give it a quick down like that. So then you can see that it is concertinaed like that. Now, the next thing on it, and this is where I usually have to get out a pencil and a ruler, is to measure down. So from the top, what you actually need is 2 equal measurements. So I've gone with, for this particular one, 2.5 and 5. So 2.5 and then 5. Okay. And in fact, what I might do is just go along here. 5, 2.5. Right. So what happens then is this comes along here and you draw it up to that line there. Okay. So you want that, and then this one here then comes up to this line here, okay, like that. And then this bottom one, although I've gone and marked it there, you're not going to go that far with it. You're actually only going to go as far as this first section, and then it goes up like that. So that way you end up with this sort of step. And potentially you could cut it with your cutter, or you could find your scissors, which are around here somewhere. There they are. And just cut this with scissors. So you've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So then that way you end up with this section looking like this, which is what you have here. So that section there. And then you add on these pieces and that becomes your whole card. So for those pieces there, I have got a base piece that is 12.3 by 8 for this next one. So 8 by 12.3, oops, wrong side. So this one here should be exactly the length that is here. It's not. Excellent. Well, if it's not, trim it down so it is. That was handy, wasn't it? Okay. And the mat on the other one should be 9.7 by 5.5. So 9.7 by 5.5. So as you can see, it does use up a whole sheet of A4 paper just to create the base of this, which is fine. So, oh, look at that one. That one works. Why the heck didn't this one work? Don't know why that one didn't want to work. Oh, well, never mind. What we'll do is we'll just mark on there, trim it down by that much. All is not lost. See whether that does it. That does it. Excellent. Wow. And then obviously that is going to stick into there. I'm going to put my little mark down the bottom because I stupidly did it in pen, but it was the only thing I could see around here. So let's just give ourselves a couple of bits there. Stand it up. Persuade that into there. Got my first one, and then 1, 2 lines there, and then that. Whoops, actually it's easier if you stand it up and persuade it into place. That is my second one, and there you have it. So that is how you create the base part of that. And then obviously you just want to create mats on top of it. So I've gone with a 7mm gap between my mats, which gives me about 3.5mm between my mats on this, which I'm pretty sure is what I went with on this. Yeah, looks like it. So that's what a 7mm gap looks like, just so that you know. So I am going to finish this off somehow, and I was thinking about using, I just recently acquired, or bought actually. You don't just acquire things, you buy them, don't you really? The ice cream swirl set, because I thought this was rather nice. So I was wondering about putting maybe like a little one of those on the front, maybe. Hang on, it's just, yikes. Oh, wow, that's not coming off there at all well. Come on, you can do this. Yeah, I was debating about, putting a big ice cream on the front and then some kind of cool paper in the background. Haven't worked out what sort of paper I'm going with yet. But I thought, maybe the yellow would go well with a nice fresh ice cream look. Maybe I could add some of those bits in there as well. So check on my blog and see. I will put up the measurements that I have devised for these guys. So that'll be specifically for these two, although you might want to double check my measurement on the length of that one because obviously I haven't managed to get that quite right. Either that or I didn't quite measure right or something happened anyway. But potentially, you know what, you could even just, before you cut these pieces of cardstock, is you could just go in there and go, oh look, Heather's wrong. It doesn't need 12.3, it needs 12.5. So there you go. All right. So enjoy having a go at this. Come and join me next week. Feel free, share the love, and I will see you then. Thanks. Bye.